Hey Internet, my name's Julian. I go by the handle Tavo Factotum. You can call me Tavo for short. And it's November, which means it's the start of the holiday movie season. So what holidays are that? Well, you've got your Thanksgivings, you've got your Kwanzaa's, you've got your Hanukkahs, you've got your Christmases, and you've got your Star Warses. That's a big one. You can't forget about that last one. And to start off the holiday season, you've got Thor Ragnarok that came in last week, and I've just been lazy and finally been getting a review out now. So there you are. Now with Thor, you've got it directed by Taika Waititi, and it is produced by Kevin Feige. It is starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Cate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Jeff Goldblum, Tessa Thompson, Carl Urban, Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Hopkins. It is distributed by Walt Disney World Studios Motion Pictures and produced by Marvel Studios. It has a runtime of 130 minutes, and it is rated PG-13 for intense sequences of sci-fi violence and action and brief suggestive material. Now that that's all out of the way, let's just kind of jump right into the storyline and the review for it. So, the storyline, you've got Hulk at the beginning trying to stop Ragnarok from happening, and in doing so, he takes out a big baddie and kind of finds out that Loki has been impersonating Odin for quite some time now, and all that accumulates to finding Odin, and spoiler, it releases Hela. Some other stuff happens, but I don't want to give away too much. And Hela is the goddess of death. And when that happens, her whole mission is to essentially take over Asgard and become the new ruler. So, fight scenes happen, things go wrong, and Thor winds up on a planet called Sakaar, where he becomes a slave essentially, and a gladiator for entertainment. Now, the planet is ran by Jeff Goldblum's character, the Grand Master, and he is a very comical character, and it's played very well by Jeff Goldblum. And on the planet also is Hulk, who is his champion, and Thor goes against Hulk. They know each other from work. You got that line from the trailer.
Yes! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Eventually, they try and form a team to go and stop Hela with the help of Loki and also Valkyrie, which is also Slaver or the Scrapper. There it is, Scrapper 142. That's her nickname. They go to Asgard to stop Hela, things happen, and you'll find out by watching the movie. Now, the movie is actually pretty fun. It's enjoyable. Just some things I would say maybe too much comedy, and this relates to the battle between DC and Marvel. You've got people on DC's side saying that Marvel is too kid-friendly and too comical, and DC is dark and brooding and more realism and raw. And this movie kind of makes that point, and I'm not a fanboy of either. I'm as excited for Justice League as I was for Thor. I'm excited for the next couple movies from Marvel and from DC. They're about on even playing ground for me, but this kind of fits that stereotype that everyone has for Marvel movies of it being just comedy heavy, and that's unfortunately what it is. It's just super heavy into comedy, and that's probably one of my biggest gripes with the movie. You have this lead up into Infinity Gauntlet, which is going to be the next Avengers movie, where you finally get to meet and face Big Bad Thanos, and it's going to be super serious. There's probably going to be a couple on-screen deaths, because there are a couple actors whose contracts are running out, and yeah, I mean, and it's really like this movie is also called Ragnarok, which is also supposed to be the apocalypse / end of times of Asgard, and it's not taken very seriously. So that's probably my biggest gripe. My other gripe would be that Storyline wise, it kind of ruins the the Hulk, Planet Hulk storyline. That will never, I guess, now get to see it. I mean, it was a nice representation of it, but it's not a full fledged storyline of that or Planet Hulk or World War Hulk at all, which kind of sucks because it's a really good story. If you get a chance, read the stories. They're phenomenal, and you'll probably be just as upset as I was after watching the movie and being like, oh, there's so much more that they could have done. But on the other hand, I could see why they wouldn't do it. You have missing characters that Marvel doesn't have the rights for right now, and it's understandable. But that's just my two biggest gripes. Um, the action sequences are really good. I like the fighting styles and everything that were involved. I like the special effects that were there. Visuals, audio, lighting, everything was really nice. Probably one thing that I've even pointed out that I could even think of about visuals were they were in the Quinjet, and Hulk was watching a video of himself crashing into Sakaar, and in the video it just seemed like Hulk wasn't rendered at all, or something happened where it just didn't. It looked a little wonky. Other than that, I didn't really have any problems with visual or audio aspects. The acting was fine. I mean, this is the third Hulk movie that Chris Hemsworth has been in, but I think this is his fifth or sixth overall character of Thor for him, playing Thor for him. So, I mean, him as a more comical Thor, it still worked. He did it really well. Tom Hiddleston as Loki is still on point. I mean, he is probably one of the best villains or anti-heroes at this point. Bruce Banner, Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo, still really good. Still doing probably the best Bruce Banner that we've had. Anthony Hopkins, who was in it shortly, did well. I think the star really of the movie though is Jeff Goldblum's character of the Grandmaster. I mean, it's done so phenomenally well as like this cheesy comedy character that I really did enjoy it. But other than that, I don't really have anything bad to say, other than it being such a heavy comedy movie. It was still fun. It was enjoyable. I had really good time watching the movie. They are going the same route, and hopefully this isn't for other Marvel movies in the future, that Guardians kind of started, and it was more of like that retro 80s kind of look. It's like an updated 80s chic kind of thing, where you get like the neon colors, and you get the music from the 70s and 80s playing in the background, and it's a nice touch. And I don't know if maybe they're trying to branch out their market from like millennials and kids to more, I guess, people in that age range, but I hopefully they don't keep going that route and making more movies like that, because I'd like them to stick with what they've done in the past and just kind of made everything kind of feel modern. So I guess we'll see. But if you want, you can leave your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts on the movie were, if you disagree with some points, or if you have any other points you want to add. And go ahead and follow me on social media if you'd like. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch channel. Right here's my username. I mean, like I said, Tavo Factotum. You can usually probably find me almost anywhere. And that's really it for me. See you next time at the movies.